you ready to embark on a journey of inspiration, faith, and resilience? If so, I'd like to invite you to my show, the Grit and Grace Podcast. Hi, I'm Tanya, your host, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to a podcast that's all about finding strength in the midst of life's challenges. On the Grit and Grace podcast, we dive deep into the stories of incredible individuals who have triumphed over adversity. From mental health battles to trauma, addiction, and more, our guests share their journeys of faith and resilience, showing you that you can overcome anything life throws your way. But that's not all. We also bring you fun and uplifting content like engaging Bible studies, movie reviews, and exciting trip adventures. We believe in nurturing your spirit while enjoying life's little pleasures. You can catch the Grit and Grace podcast on all major podcast platforms. Just search for me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you love to listen. We're also on YouTube. So whether you need a dose of encouragement, a fresh perspective on your faith, or simply a good time, the Grit and Grace podcast has you covered. Join a growing community of listeners who are discovering the strength to face life challenges with grit and grace.
But hopefully you will also see that you don't want this to be long-term for you, that you don't want to continue to be putting his needs, his wants, his happiness, his libido ahead of your healing and getting to your true, authentic, valuable self. Welcome to the Heavy Pages Podcast, a guiding light for women facing the paralyzing challenges of an unwanted separation. If you're feeling frozen by the weight of heartbreak or the uncertainty of a crumbling relationship, you're not alone. I'm Josie, your host, and a separation survival specialist, because I've been where you are, overwhelmed, emotionally stuck, and unsure of what lies ahead. But here's the truth: healing and empowerment are within your reach. Together, we'll shatter the chains of paralysis, embrace this journey, and pave the way to your new future. So it's time to step forward, find your strength, and rewrite your story, because the pages of life can be heavy, but you don't have to turn them alone. Now, before we start today's episode, please consider taking a moment to click that subscribe button. And with that, here we go. Hello, and welcome back to another journal entry episodes. These last few ones have been a bit of downers. At least I feel that way. I don't know if you agree. I'm trying to find little kernels of lessons to learn from them, but I don't know if I'm doing a very good job. Hopefully this one is better, happier, more upbeat. I don't know. I guess the only way to find out is to read it. So here we go. This one is for Sunday, March 6th. Okay, so what is new? Well, more about Guy. I'm just getting mad at myself for what I'm doing. How am I still selling myself cheap? And how am I kidding myself about why I do it all? I was telling a couple friends that I know what I'm doing and that I'm not hoping we get back together, but is that true? I think I am. That has to be the only reason that I do this to myself. I got upset today because he was cleaning up after me to ensure this girl did not find my hair around when she came over, and it truly bugged me. It made me feel very degraded, like I, his wife, was a dirty little secret. And I am. That is what I am to him. There is no other reason for what is going on here. And you know what? It is about the power to me. I have sexual power over him. When he is horny, I can get what I want out of him. And he needs and wants me. That is pretty sad. In fact, I like what he gives me, but I do not need it as much. Sometimes when he is like, wow, you turned 30 and got horny, I was like, that's not the case. I just want to be with you, and I can if I give you sex. God, I hope this is not really why I do it. Is it? It just may be. And if so, well, then I so need to put a stop to that. I have another date to work on. And in like 8 days, it will be a year that we broke up or that I moved out. I have come a long way in many things, but not in two very important ones. My weight and separating from Guy. I'm going to work on both. I did better this week on working out and stuff, but still not enough. I'm going to try it again this week. I need to get going on the weight loss. I'm just annoyed with myself that I do not stop this guy thing, but I'm going to. He's not worth me feeling like crap. That's for sure. Well, this is kind of a little bit of a continuation of what's been going on lately. And I really, really believe, and I said this last journal entry episode also, that the correlation between the weight loss and the guy it's connected. It's connected. I really don't, what I keep doing with Guy is belittling myself. Exactly like I said, I'm belittling myself to be with him. I am selling my body for attention with him. To get his time, I'm selling my body. That is what's happening. My soul, my subconscious, deep down, I know this is what's happening. And that is why I am not losing the weight. That is why I know that those two things are tied to each other. And I know that all of these little things, like he's cleaning up after me so that his girlfriend doesn't see that I was there. That's gross. That's so gross. I know it's wrong. And I still allowed it to happen. Why did I allow this to happen? Why would I let my husband that I am separated from treat me like this? And now I have my own house. I have my own place. I have my own job. I'm making my own money. Why am I allowing him to treat me this way? Why am I putting myself in this situation? I don't have to. I have a place to go to. I have an apartment to go to. Why am I doing it? Why? It's because I don't value myself. I don't love myself. I'm not valuing myself. I'm not acknowledging that I am worth more, that I deserve more, that I deserve to be treated with respect and treated well. And if I can't be treated well, then I need to distance myself from this person. I was just too connected to him, too dependent on him, there's a word for what I was doing. I'm probably going to have to do a little more self-reflecting. And maybe it's just as simple as devaluing myself and degrading myself. And maybe there's no official term for it, but what I wasn't doing was valuing myself over him. I was putting him first and what he thought of me and what he could give me above what I could give myself. And what I needed to learn was that I could give myself everything that I needed. I could be enough. I would end up being enough. When I finally detangle from him and I have some freedom for a few years before I meet my new partner, I have a wonderful time. It's so great. And so that's just a lesson that I needed to learn. And I feel like I'm going back to the broken record scenario. And I knew that this was going to happen because I know that, this journal goes on for a few more years. But I really hope that sooner we're getting into some real lessons learned, some real forward movement and forward progress. I'm just kind of sad that I had already moved into my apartment and I'm still so tangled with him. I didn't remember that I was so connected to him even after moving out on my own. But it's a process. And if you're listening to this and you're in the middle of your process, then you might feel validated because that's what happened with me. But hopefully you will also see that you don't want this to be long-term for you, that you don't want to continue to be putting his needs, his wants, his happiness, his libido ahead of your healing and getting to your true, authentic valuable self. So hopefully you're hearing this and you're like, wow, I don't want to be her. Please don't be. I don't mind. That's exactly why I'm reading this to you. So you hear how screwed up I was, how many mistakes I made, so that you can hopefully not do them, or not do them as long as I did. Hey there, Josie here with a quick interruption because I've got something special just for you. If you've been tuning into my podcast, you know that it's all about navigating the journey from devastated to divorced with strength and purpose. So I've created a chapter checklist that's like a roadmap through the chapters of your own story. Whether you're blissfully unaware or divorced and beyond, this checklist is designed to help you understand where you are and what steps to take next. It's more than just a checklist, it's a lifeline. And the best part, it's free and my way of saying thank you for being part of this incredible community. So just head over to www.heavypagespodcast.com to grab your free copy. And if you're ready to take charge of your journey and get the support you deserve, let's do this together. Because remember, the pages of life can be heavy, but you don't have to turn them alone. And I guess with that, I will end this one because there wasn't really much in the journal entry specifically to talk about. Just the same old, I really need to stop doing this. All right. Thanks for listening. I hope you're finding value and probably a little entertainment. And that's okay. And with that, I'll leave you for now. And I'll catch you on the next one. That's going to be it for this episode. If you'd like to reach out to me, you can always find me on Instagram at heavy_pages_podcast. And if you found this episode interesting, please consider clicking on that 5-star rating and following so you are notified when the next episode drops. As always, thank you for listening, and remember, sometimes the pages of life can be heavy, but you don't have to turn them alone.